Hello, hello everyone. Angie here. I am coming on to do my collage make for hashtag Faith-Filled Collaging 2026. This is a year-long series that I created here on YouTube along with my co-host Anna G over at Making Joyful Journals. This is a series where we just combine our love for the Lord and our love for paper crafting, and we mesh the two together and do a bi-weekly collage. This is a prompted series. We provide you with the Bible verse and a couple prompts, and then you just do your collage and have fun with it. We kind of limited our prompts this series just because we wanted you guys to just get involved and get creative as you can. Let the words speak to you, and and just see what you guys come up with. So this is our third year in this series, and each year we change the prompts and change it and mix it up a little bit to make it a little bit fun, and and get creative and have a good time. This is just a way to get in the Word a little bit more and combine it with your paper crafting. Okay, so this is a free series. Anybody can join. We provide all the information will be in the description box below, but we provide you with a focal image and the Bible verse if that's helpful. If not, you don't need to use it, but we just try to make it as easy and convenient for you as possible. We do ask that you use the hashtag Faith-Filled Collaging 2026 so we can support your makes and your channel. All right, link myself as well as Anna G in your videos so we can be so we can easily find you. And yeah, that's all there is to it. And you can join in at any time, guys. Don't feel like, because we're in the 8th month already, that you just pop in and do what you can. Do one here and there. You can start back at the beginning. You can move here and work backwards, whatever you want to do. All right, guys, let's just have a good time. We are up to August 19th, and this again is in the description box below, the whole prompt list and everything. We are working with Hebrews 6:19. Focal image is an anchor, and a color is steel gray. Okay, now steel gray, that's just a real dark, deep gray, but if you don't have that, just use any gray. Okay, and that's what I'm doing. As a matter of fact, I have gray, and I'll show you that here momentarily, but I don't know if it qualifies as steel gray, but we're gonna get by with it. Okay. All right, guys, how is everybody doing? I sure hope everybody is well. I am doing wonderful. And this is my collage book that I'm working out of. I just had some jumbo cards. I just literally cut them in half and used a comb binding. I have a whole bunch of these, so I'm just trying to use those up as well. Okay. So let me get in frame here. And I'm working with about a 5 by 7.5, somewhere in there. Base. I have a lot of stuff here, so let's see. My mind was going all over. Oh goodness. Okay, my mind was going all over with this verse, and I had a lot of ideas, but let's see where I end up landing, because I don't know. I have a lot of stuff here. Okay, I am trying to use up some of the papers, and I just recently cut up a whole bunch from a previous video. And I have some scraps here, and this is my gray, and this is what I was talking about. See, it's got some light and medium and darker colors, gray colors, and that's kind of close to steel gray, but that's what I'm using for my gray. Okay, so I thought we would just start with a background, and I want to do a mixture of colors. I want to do a lot of layering on this one, so let me grab a pencil. And you know what? I'm going to use this as the base, I think. Let's do that. So let me bring my cutter up for a moment. And then the other layers, I don't know, maybe we could change it up a little bit. All right. That fits within the parameters there. Okay, so let me put that down. We've got quite a few people joining in this series this year, and we're really enjoying it, and appreciate the interaction and Seems everybody's having a really good time with this series, so thank you for that. Okay, so that's one prompt. That's my gray. Okay, we're going to build from there. Like I said, I have a whole bunch of papers here that I want to use just at least a little bit of each one. So I'm thinking maybe we can do something like, to kind of change it up. Where's my scissors? I know that bird won't really fit in, but maybe we can just kind of do some wavy lines or something. I don't know. I'm not going to glue anything down until I know how I want things, but let's just play around with some papers here. And so I always seem to cut, you know, straight lines and blocks and squares and rectangles. So I don't know, I got a thought maybe just kind of change it up a little bit and, you know, do some wavy lines. And I'm trying to be a little bit more free with my collages. You know, if I have a thought, just go with it. You know, not be so restricted, I guess you would say, to feel like you have to do one thing, you know. So I'm thinking maybe I want a little bit of these, each color's peeking out. Okay, that's a start. Even do that, or that. How about that? Okay, so we won't use that anymore. We've got a piece of that, and a piece of that, and a piece of that. Okay, and then I've got this. I don't know. It might be a little much. Let's start with this. I like this little strip. Against this softer gray, this almost looks steel gray. I mean, it's like a soft black, but it almost looks kind of steel gray to me. So we'll use this. Pardon my reach. Okay, let's start with that, and then I think this is such a pretty green color. I want to use a piece of this. And then maybe we can turn it around, huh? Tuck a piece underneath. Kind of have it peeking out here and there. Let's do that. I like that. Snip that. Oops. Before that sets. I don't know if I can make it. I get ahead of myself all the time. Okay, I'm not going to make that. So, we're going to have to do what here? We're just going to tuck that under just like that. Okay, that's what we're going to do. But I don't want that straight edge, so I'm going to curve that up. You know, there's no rules when you're collaging. It's just try to get that back down. Okay. I can work with that. Not exactly what my first thought was, but we can work with that. Do I want to use some of this paper? All right, we're gonna stop there for a minute. Next, let's go to the verse for a moment. Where is the verse? Where do I have it, Angie? Here we go. Hebrews 6:9. Let's read that for a moment so you can kind of know where my thoughts are going for the next phase of this piece. Hebrews 6:19 reads, "We have this as a sure and steadfast anchor for the soul, a hope that enters into the inner peace behind the curtain." Okay? Now, where's my other pieces here? Now, when I read that verse, you know, a lot of things may come to mind, but, you know, the key pieces in that is anchor. You know, that's our focal image. And the anchor kind of represents, you know, just to have your strong confidence and hope in God, you know, just to kind of like place your feet in place and just have faith that, you know, God is there, he'll never leave you, and, you know, that's your strength. You know, so with that, I thought, okay, you know, it kind of keeps a person steady so they don't drift and lose faith. You know, I think that's kind of what I get out of the verse. So in the images, we provide an anchor for you. Okay, but that's kind of big, and my thought was of something a little different. So I went into Canva and printed up an anchor, and I just made it a little smaller. Okay, so I printed this one, and that's going to be what I'm going to be using. But like I said, what I thought is just to anchor yourself, anchor your feet, anchor yourself in place, and just hang on to the faith and the hope that God is there for you. He will never leave you. He's always by your side. He's going to get you through maybe whatever turmoil you might be feeling at that moment. Okay, so when I thought of that, and while I was in Canva, I printed an image of a kind of like a beach scene there, and I want to use that. Okay, so let's see. And I had this because that's what I was thinking. I was going to use that for like sand, but then I saw this image and I was like, well, I'll just print this image out. So I might just use that as background. That might look nice, huh? I don't know. Let me see. Or do I want to just go with white? Let's just do the back side and use the white background. That might look nice. Okay. So yeah, I thought I would just kind of put this down as mat this image here. Then I thought, okay, where is my anchor? Oh my goodness. Where's my anchor, guys? There it is. And we just put that down into the sand. We're just anchoring our feet in place. And we're not going to lose faith, you know? But I want to make it look like it's in the sand. So I'm going to cut a little slit here. Kind of tuck it. That's our feet. We're planted. We're hanging on to our faith and our love for the Lord. I like that. I'll glue that down, but I want to make sure that's where I want it. Okay. And then the verse talks about a hope that enters into the inner place behind the curtain. And my next thought was to build a curtain scene where God enters in. And again, I used Canva and I printed this image. And it kind of went with the beach scene. So I thought I'd use that, and I loved this because I was trying to imagine how I could make a walkway behind the curtains. And this isn't necessarily a walkway, but I like the trail that it makes, the path into the sunset. So I pulled out a doily. I was going to cut out some curtains out of this doily, but then I remembered I have these little chipboard curtains. So I thought I would use one of these and just set it behind here. Like so. Ooh, and I printed out the size very well. Yep. So I'm going to use that. So, you know, just let the words of God speak to you and just see what you come up with. You know? That's what I'm trying to do. Let his word guide me, and this is where it led me today. Okay, so that fits just fine there. So now all I have to do is trim this down. I like that. Isn't that nice? Should I put this up here? I kind of don't like that little piece right there that I missed. I got a lot of colors going on. I think that's what it is. But that's okay. That's okay too. I like both of these images. All right, that's what we're doing right there. Trim this, that's going to bother me. Okay, let's put this down. Yeah, let's put that right there. Like it's just going up into the heavens. Okay, now let's put this down. Let me see how I want to position this anchor here. Like it's kind of hooked onto that log a little bit for extra strength. Right there. Okay. And then I want to put that right there. Okay, and then we've got the verse, and I'm thinking we'll just run that right across the bottom, I guess. But we need to back that on something, so let's see. Trying to think here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and cut this down without having to bring up my cutter. Because I just want the verse. I think I'm going to separate these two. I'm going to use this as a ruler. See how well that does. Actually, you know what? I'll do it this way. It'll probably be easier. And a pencil line and then cut. There we go. And then I want this title, the book and verse here, separately. Okay. Now we'll mat this onto what? That's not long enough. I like that color, but it's just not long enough. That's not long enough either. Let me look at my papers here. This piece of cardboard. Let's do that. Oop. Cut that down. And then this piece. Okay, we're going to put that down there. So we'll put this one up top. I'm going to have to put this to the side for the moment and bring up my cutter for this because it's a little thick. It'll just be quicker and easier. Do a quick slice here. Okay. And this will go right there. I like that. Okay, and to finish it off, I am on a outlining phase here. So I want to outline some of this and bring some added dimension to things. And I'm going to use this. Try not to make a mess. I've got to get me some more markers. This one's about to go out. All right. I have another one here. Let me switch markers. How about that? Almost. I grabbed my color pencils also. I thought about bringing some gray in. See how that works. Kind of emphasize that a little bit more. I might be shaking the camera a little bit. Yeah. Kind of adds a little something. Okay. And last but not least, I had, let me find it, the label. The joy of the Lord is my strength. And this is a freebie as well. Got a few labels added just for extra use, if you so choose, to download and print. I thought maybe we could just put that in here. Yeah, we'll put it right there. I'm going to put it on some foam tape. Well, no, because I think we've got some using that cardboard. That's enough. Okay, we'll put that right there. I like it. And that's just a nice little hue to see that path into the heavens. Absolutely. I like it. Okay, guys, we have got gray. It's kind of hidden in the background, but it's there. We add a little bit more soft gray there. And the focal image is an anchor. The Bible verse reads, Hebrews 6:19. We have this as a sure and steadfast anchor of the soul, a hope that enters into the inner peace behind the curtain. Okay, guys, that is my make. I sure hope you guys like that. Oh, I think I am in love. Okay, with the Lord, of course. Thank you so very much for stopping by my channel. Feel free to join in. All the other ladies that are participating, all that information, again, is in the description box below. Please stop by their channels, give them some love. As always, take care. God bless. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.